Greetings, gentlemen, from a very frigidly cold Boston or surrounding area. It's like 2 degrees. It's ridiculous. Anyway, George over in the Netherlands is going to need an update on the troop totals, hopefully to make his job a little easier for UK. So let's get started on the troop count. We'll start, as we always do, or at least always try to do, from left to right. So USA has a Strat in Central, 3 mechs, 1 tank. In Eastern they have an infantry, an artillery, 2 AA, and a fighter. In C-Zone 101 they have 2 subs, a destroyer, a cruiser, a battleship carrier, which has nothing on it, 2 transports. The British have a sub, destroyer, 2 destroyers and a sub in 106. The Americans have 2 transports on 86 and 4 infantry in Brazil. In London, there is 1 French fighter, 3 British fighters, 2 French infantry, British tank, mech, 3 artillery, 5 AA guns, no damage on any of their facilities, and 5, 6, 7 infantry. Germans have a sub in 125, a sub in 112, a cruiser, transport, destroyer, carrier, fighter, and TAC in 110. There's an air base in Belgium with 2 AA guns and 3 TACs. Belgium and Holland. In Paris, there's an artillery. In Normandy, there's 3, 4, 5 artillery, 2 infantry, 2 AA. The Italians have a artillery in southern France, as well as 2 infantry. In northern Italy, they have an AA gun and a tank. Let's get down to Gibraltar. The British have a fighter, an infantry, and an artillery. The French have 1 infantry in Morocco. The Italians have an infantry and an artillery in Algeria, where the Germans are stationed with a Strat bomber, 3 fighters, 1 TAC. Tunisia, the Italians, 1 mech, 1 tank. Libya, 2 infantry. Tobruk is owned by the Italians. There's nothing in it, nor is there anything in Alexandria. French have an infantry in French Equatorial Africa. The British have 2 infantry in South Africa, a transport in 71, a battleship in 76, a mech in Kenya, and in Egypt they have a Strat. What else? TAC, 2 fighters, 1 tank, 1 artillery, 2 infantry. There's a French infantry and 2 Anzac infantry. In 81, there is a cruiser, a destroyer, and a French destroyer. British have 3 infantry in Persia. There's an infantry and an AA gun in Malta. In Rome, there are 2 Italian fighters, 1 German fighter, 2 AA, 4 infantry, 1 Strat. In 97, there's 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer. Let's see. Albania, a mech and a tank. Greece, a tank, an artillery, 7 infantry. Bulgaria, 1 Italian AA. Romania, an Italian infantry and artillery. Bessarabia, the Germans have 1 infantry. In eastern Poland, there should be 2 tanks, 18 infantry, 6 artillery, 1 AA. Baltic states, 10 artillery, 6 tanks, 1 mech, 1 AA, 12 infantry. Freiburg, 3 infantry. Karelia, 6 infantry, 1 artillery. The Russians have a sub in 127, a sub in 115, and a cruiser, in 114. Leningrad, 1 infantry for Russia. The Russians have 11 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 AA in Archangel. They have a fighter, a TAC in Smolensk, as well as 12, 13, 14 infantry, 4 artillery, 1 mech, 2 tanks. Bryansk, they have 2 infantry. Western Ukraine, 3 infantry. Ukraine, tank, a mech, 2 artillery, an AA, a fighter, 12 infantry. Moscow, 5 infantry, 1 AA, 1 tank. Tunguska, 6 infantry. Amur, 12 infantry, 2 AA. China has 1 infantry in Kansu, 3 infantry in Sensi, 6 infantry and a fighter in Qinghai, 2 infantry in Sichuan. The Japanese have 1 infantry in Sichuan, 1 infantry in Chahar, an artillery and an infantry in Hubei, 2 artillery, 2 fighters, 2 tanks in Guichao, a tank and 2 infantry in Yunnan, 1 infantry in Shan State, 1 fighter in Guangxi. Nothing in any of the other provinces until you get up to Korea, where the Japanese have 10 infantry, 1 artillery. In Sea Zone 6, they have 2 transports, 2 carriers, 3 fighters, 1 TAC, a sub, and a destroyer. Iwo Jima, 1 infantry. There's a lone transport in Sea Zone 19. Philippines, an infantry and a strat. Sea Zone 44, a transport, 2 infantry in Celebes, 2 infantry in Borneo with a transport in 43. In Java, there is a artillery. In Sea Zone 42, there's a sub, a cruiser, a destroyer, battleship, 2 carriers, 2 fighters, 2 TACs, and a transport. Java has 1 artillery. Sea Zone 41, battleship, carrier, fighter, TAC, cruiser, transport. Sub in 39. India, the British, it would appear, have 17 infantry, 3 artillery, 3 AA, 2 fighters, 1 TAC. Malaya, the Japanese have an AA gun, a strat, a TAC, 2 fighters, 2 TACs, 2 fighters. The Americans have a destroyer in 55. Anzac has a artillery and an infantry in South Australia, an infantry and 2 AA in Queensland with 3 fighters. Anzac bought a TAC bomber for New South Wales. In Sea Zone 62, there's a transport, a sub, a destroyer, and a cruiser, and they still have 1 infantry in New Zealand. Heading up to 25, 1 destroyer for the Americans. 26, a transport, empty carrier, battleship, sub. On Hawaii, 2 fighters, 4 infantry, 2 AA, 1 artillery. Sea Zone 10, a transport, a sub, a destroyer, and 1 mech. I believe that's everything, and I believe it's correct. Japanese have a fighter in Guangxi, I hope I mentioned that, and a battleship for UK in 76. If there's anything I missed, bring it to my attention, but that's the world as best as I had it. Anyway, hope you boys are having a good day. Happy Friday.